Well, Uncle Rudy has a toothache. He messed up his timing gear, knocked a few teeth out. So we're in the process of putting a new timing gear in. And that should fix it. All right, here's where we were operating. And it was a mess. We did this without taking the radiator off. And we hope we can get the new one on without a problem. So that's the plan, and we'll see how she runs. And here's where we lost the teeth. Seems it was just one spot. It decided to stop, and that's where she stopped. And then here you can take that. Here, this thing ate us up getting it off, and we got the tool from Snyder's, and we proceeded to strip the nut. You need a 6-point socket to do it, and we had used a, I don't know, 10 or 12, and so we cut it off. Frank cut it off, and then we could get it off with a cold chisel. And now we have to repair the tool from Snyder's. Here's our rounded off nut, 7/8, and we made it say, Uncle, you really need a 6-point socket and it would be fine. But we got the old gear off, got the new one on, and we had trouble getting it on. Not having the radiator off really makes it harder. And our crank gear did not have the little magic mark on it, so we had to use the keyway as a guide. And it looks okay, so we'll see if she runs once we get it back together. Here's the old timing gear. We cut off the teeth so we could rotate it and make sure things were lined up and we were putting it on right. And here, as I showed you before, we had to cut that baby off. It was frozen on there. And here's the Snyder tool. Right now this socket's stuck to it. I'll knock that off. All right, and this is the new one we're putting on. It's not really new, but it was in my toolbox. All right, we're putting the cover back on, and the new rope seal is giving us a little fit. I got the top bolts in. Frank's trying to get the 4 oil pan bolts in down there. It seems that nothing's easy on old Uncle Rudy. No. Everything's been sitting here for so long. Everything we tackle gives us a hard time. But we're buttoning up the bottom, the front oil pan bolts now, and we'll start her in a minute. Well, here's old Uncle Rudy again. We finally got that cover on, and all the bolts in, and every bolt tried to fight us. And so we're going to try and give it our first start. Didn't have to change the timing because we didn't change anything. So we just put the distributor back in, so it should start. All right, Frank, go ahead and try it. It's still rattly, but it's running good. So hope that timing gear lasts. The other one lasted about 65 years. Okay, Frank's going to get the hood on and put back together anything else. You might tighten that belt a tiny bit. And I think we're all set to go to give it a test run. So that'll be tomorrow or the next day. Oh, here's Uncle Rudy. We're going to take her for a test drive with her new timing gear. See how she does. Okay, we took it for about a 7-8 mile hard run and kept it at 40 for a while, making a lot of racket, but it ran smooth and runs good, idles good, stops decent. We're going to play with the steering this coming winter. So that's it for Uncle Rudy this trip.